on Love. What's up with it? It's A to the Miggity, Love more. And today, this video is going to be about how to be spiritual. Now, I decided to make this video because I've been realizing a common theme of all of my videos. I'm going to be speaking about God and the universe and spirituality. Now, I may use different references from different religions, and I just wanted to say that I'm not set into really anything. Like, it's life. Like, you know that life exists. We all don't know the meaning of life. We all have our own personal truths when it comes to that, but nothing is solidified outside of our faith and our belief. So that's kind of how I go about the religions. I take the meat and leave the bones from all different religions and aspects of life. So that's why this video is entitled How to Be Spiritual. Now, let me take it back. How I began my spiritual journey, I grew up, every now and then, going to church with my family. I'm a black man in America, so Christianity is heavy for most of black people in America. And go to Christian church, stomping hallelujah church. Dun, 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 dun. And it had a good vibe, it was cool, but, I didn't really go there like that. Once I got into high school, I kind of found my way back into church by myself, where my parents is not taking me. I went there myself and got baptized and got a Bible from my friend mom and different things like that. Got embraced by the community. And I really loved going there, and I learned that I love going to church. The music was dope too, though. You get the spirit, like in Christian church, you already know it's the spirit moving in there when it comes to music. But my main thing that I love to go to church about is the word. I learned that the word was real powerful and motivating, and gave me a lot of perspective on the world and from other people walk of life and how they live, and I got to see that people was delivered from their past and they were able to be better people. So that was dope. I love that. I could rock with that. Then soon after that, I dabble in church and out of church, and I just had I always recognized, like me, I always been in tune with universal law, the synchronicities in life, how things link up, and I always looked at it. This is kind of where the spiritual aspect is to the foundation of what I believe in. But there was one moment that one of my closest people got, in my perspective, an entity took over them. And the confirmation for me at this point that it was an entity and it wasn't just mental health issues and things of that sort is because there was times when this entity would speak and present itself in ways that this person is a smart person and real in tune, but this person showed different characteristics altogether. And what confirmed it to me is that after this process that we all, like, it's years later, years past this situation that happened, the person that was the entity and see the situation just as I do. Like, they was outside of the situation, like, oh yeah, I remember I did say something like that, and what, like, the certain quotes that the entity was speaking about. I'll do a separate video at another time to go in depth about that situation, because it will take a lot of time. So that situation kind of wrapped in the whole basically gave me, it confirmed for sure that God exists, that there's a universe, there's something outside of our physical realm, there's more to our bodies and it's just more to life than just what we see. So it confirmed that to me, and after that, man, it laid on some deep, heavy prophecy. But and in that moment, that's where I got the, we gonna stop drinking, we gonna stop smoking, we gonna be very successful. and I went on a deep journey with that topic and just spirituality altogether. And I always had a deep calling within myself to feel like I was put on this earth to bring something to this world, some type of message, carry some type of message. I always felt that since forever, since as far as the memory I have of myself, I felt, I don't want to say obligated, but I felt a deep sense of purpose in that realm to represent for Earth in a certain sense. So when this spiritual thing happened to me, I immediately began to question my reality and like, dang, and had to, reanalyze things. And very soon after that, I got with this concept that life gave me was free of mind. And basically, what I resonate with free of mind, what I mean by that is a terminology that I hear now more recently is unlearn, then learn again. And that's basically what I did. I didn't want to have, the oppressed mindset that we have. I didn't want to have other people's opinions about what things are in this world. And I wanted my own. I want to create my own ideas, my own thoughts on, if black cats is bad luck, or, like, things that were possible, things that weren't impossible. I wanted to know for myself, not what nobody else thinks. I wanted to have my own personal experience with it. So I began to free my mind. And that's unlearn everything that I learned to relearn my own path, my own way. So I soon learned that it's a lot of people around me right now that's on their paths and they still stuck in the matrix, or however you want to call it. So I'm like, it's gonna be real hard to try to stay focused on what I'm trying to accomplish. So I began to understand another concept that goes with free your mind is free your time. And free your time basically has to do with freeing your time, not feeling like you're on the clock, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the hours and different aspects of time as a concept. Time basically is a measurement of when something is in a specific spot in this world, in the universe. So when we think of day and night, when we say daytime, it doesn't have anything to do with, it just has a whole bunch to do with the sun is over there now, or you know what I mean? Like, it's not where it's at now. It's night now because the light is gone. It's more dark here than night. So that's where time is just movement. So basically what I found in freeing my time was I had to move myself in space-time continuum to where I had the time to meditate, focus my energy, get in a hyperbolic time chamber. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, you feel me? You'll know that terminology. And basically just free my time. Not say that I gotta work or I gotta do this, I gotta do something. No, I'm gonna free my time. And those things went hand in hand. I freed my mind to feel like, why do you gotta work? Why do you have to do this? I question everything. So it allowed me to free my time. And once I freed my time, I was allowing myself to free my mind even more. So those things went hand in hand. And eventually, I started getting more enlightened, and God started bringing more people to me. I was real stubborn to facts, and I was learning those things that I was stubborn to, and I went through a real mental and spiritual awakening. And when I was on this spiritual awakening, I relapsed with not smoking weed, just drinking and all that stuff. Like, it seemed like this time was the hardest time in life ever for me to not indulge in these things, because I felt like this is the only thing I had. Like, I couldn't talk to nobody around me about this, bro. I come from a different minded people, they was on a different wave vibration than I was on. So basically I would utilize substances to be my buddy when I didn't have one. And plus I was still going through the life things of just, struggle out here. So eventually I was able to, God once again stepped in, brought me my guardian angel. And I'm gonna go in depth with that situation too. That's gonna kind of be connected with the entity and my guardian angel is two spiritual moments that I had, like where God actually, the universe stepped in and made itself boldly clear. I don't know if it did the universe do that for everybody, but I'm super grateful for it because I humbled, you feel me? Humbled, but scared as a motherfucker. Like what the fuck? Like it just confirmed it, you know, just to confirm it. One connection I always had was Michael Jackson. I just felt like that Michael Jackson energy. But as I grow and I get closer to, you know, different experiences of certain a calling, like people want something from you, like they need this certain energy from you, like this message. I realized, you know, a lot come with fame and a lot come with certain, like you get money, and if you got a lot of money right now. If your family know you got 10 cars, 3 houses, all this stuff, and they struggling, they having a hard time just paying their rent on Section 8, they gonna blame it on you. Like you could just change my life instantly. So a lot come with success that we call success, and that's why the process is real slow to get to success, because you learn little lessons here and there. It's like the homework before the test, the life lessons. So I got when my guardian angel, she really woke that up, because I was going off my path. Like I really just was like trying to walk off. I'm trying to live off sight and not faith, and I was trying to analyze every single way of like, we gonna stop drinking, we gonna stop smoking, we gonna be very successful. So I'm like, well, they not stopping. The people that was around me, like, they not stopping, so that must not mean this. And I was being real stubborn. I was the sun, and the world was evolving around me, and that's just not how it go. I'm a part of the universe, so I'm a leaf on the tree. You know, I started off as one leaf on the tree, you know, and eventually I may get my own branch, but I gotta do what's right and be with the source, which is God, the universe, that source energy. And that's the spiritual thing of it. So religion for me, let me make this clear. Religion for me is a way of life. Like let's break it down to hip hop or music in general. Some people look at the, you know, hip hop as this whole thing, like, you know, spirituality, hip hop, bam. But then some people's like, you know, Nas or certain people is real, they have the game down to like the fundamentals down, and they, you know, the lyricism and this and that, and they feel like this is what real pure hip hop is, and that's one religion. It's like underground hip hop, that's one religion. Then you got people that's like, man, you know, all this party music, that's where it's at. Music that uplifts you and woo woo, and that's another religion. So it's like every genre, sub-genres of music or different things are different religions that's based on this one root thing. And so it's like music, like it's art, it's subjective, it's all how you look at it. Like if I came in here with a stick figure, which you may look at me and be like, damn, he drew a stick figure, oh, that's so whack, bro, haha, laugh and roast me and shit. But if a little kid that's 1 year old drew a stick figure, you'd be like, wow, that's amazing. And it's all about perspective. It's all about how we look at it. We look at it like that little kid is advanced and is doing something dope. But that kid, he's supposed to do that. Expectation is what takes you out of that. The expectation, like, man, I expect you to do better than this. And that's what come with life sometimes, you know? So, spirituality is really, for me, realizing that I am the universe. I am part of the universe. Like, if you look at yourself and you look at the table or anything around you, your body is made up of that same stuff. It's just, it's things. And it's kind of like the tree. It's a leaf. Like, there's leaves, there's bushes. I mean, there's leaf, there's branches, it may be fruit, it may be different color leaves. It's all this different stuff, but it's still attached to the same thing. And in this world, we reflect. We see the reflections of everything around us, and it's reflecting us. Whether it be, you could look at me and be like, you like the chain or something, or you like the jacket or something like that, and you be like, I like that. That's a reflection of you. That's something that it speaks to you for whatever reason. And that's something that we have to learn to embrace. You don't have to, but it's more wise, you know. Like if you feel that you have to use the bathroom, or you feel like you're hungry, you go and do something with that. It's up to you. You don't have to go eat, but that's the universe. It has a rhythm, it has a vibration, and everything around us is our reflection. It just reflects what we see. You only see in the world what you see in your reflection. So if you see people is mad and angry and all on some whatever, like, man, ain't nobody got my back and ain't nobody woo woo. But do you got your back? When you look in the mirror, do you feel that way about yourself that you feel in the world? And that will really be telling about life. We see in the world what we see in our reflection. So speaking about reflection on my spiritual journey right now, it was real spiritual. I began to look at everything as in align with my spiritual guides. Anything spiritual, leading me spiritual, I knew that it was real and it was love. Because in this world, it's hard to figure it out. If this world is made up of manipulation. So to win in this world, you got to manipulate. That's why people kind of like glamorize people that do wrong. Because if you embrace your defaults of character, if somebody embrace your bullshit, you're going to see that as help. The bullshit you tell yourself. You know, like, man, I can't make it to work because I ain't got no car. And somebody else that embrace you, like, yeah, bro, I feel you, man, take this tree, or just, you feel me, whatever situation you in. They like, you right, bro, because my time when I was trying to get to work, I ain't had no ride either. I feel you. And you going to relate to that person. Now, y'all both on that same vibrational frequency. You going to find comfort in that somebody relate to you, a reflection that's going to make you feel good. But at the same time, are you truly good when you're not looking at that person, that reflection? When you go look at your own reflection in the mirror, do you feel good? And that's kind of a good test. That's a good test to see if you're happy. And a lot of things are external. They don't really make you happy. They temporary. They make you happy, but it's a temporary thing. You know, like I hear the bird chirping, I'm like, that's dope. I love that. It's a reflection of my joy that I like to hear that. But in the same token, if that bird fly away, now my joy just flew away too. I got the memory and I could try to, utilize that, but my joy just went away. So now what? That's what codependency is. You start looking towards everything else to give you that joy and that gratification. That's why you feel lonely. You could be in a room full of people and you're looking for them, but you don't feel happy. You don't feel good within yourself because we're not at peace with ourselves. And that's what the spiritual journey did for me. And once you get that, once I freed my mind and I freed my spirit, my foundation was my spiritualness. I realized that I was a part of the universe and that I'm a part of the universe. I'm not just in it. I'm a part of it. I'm made up of all the same things that the universe is. When I die, I'm going to turn back into the earth. You know what I mean? But there's something within me that recognizes my divineness and my divinity. It's forever. I'm just forever. You know, I'm where I come from. If you feel me, you make it over 25, you're an OG. You know, but I'm forever. I'm many moons. You know what I mean? They say black don't crack. That's another term for it, but the thing is, you forever. It's your spirit. If you see a young person that's they could be OG, but they wearing some considered young stuff, you're gonna be like, man, they got a young spirit, or they got an old spirit. That's something that we recognize. So that's why I have a brand that's Think, Love, Life. Mind, body, and soul. We are three right now what we can actually sense at this moment, or at first, a long time in life we were just focused on our body and our mind. You know, go in the closet, close the door, shut everything off, and just be still. Wrap yourself, be still. You can still think. I can still think of that bird that flew away, and I still live. I can still exist. It's kind of like thoughts. I feel like thoughts is in the dream world, in where wind exists, where air exists, is in that same it's in that same dimension. But you can still think, you can still remember, you can still like you're existing. And then you already know our body, that's the one we the most physical and understand, like, you know, I work out, I'm gonna get buff. If I eat, I can do this with it. And we real kind of in tune with that. We neglect it at times, but I start to realize the mind, body, and soul when it be times when I'm on my way to work and I'm late to work. So now I gotta run to the bus stop. Now I'm tired. I get there. Ooh, now my mind tired again. I'm hella mad. I'm sweating. I'm on the way to work and I don't feel good. But that was my mind's fault. My body had to make up for my mind because my mind didn't just set the alarm clock or prepare myself to, you know, just stroll into work and get there. So that's when I start recognizing, like, man, I'm more than just my physical body. I have a mind, I have a spirit. Everything could be going right, but I still don't feel right. Why? Because my spirit is saying that this is against me. This is against what I believe. This is against my spirit, for one, and then my mind. The perspective is crazy. You could drop, I could see somebody drop $5 on the floor, and this is how powerful intentions are. I could see somebody drop $5 on the floor, a friend, or just a stranger, somebody homeless, who cares? I mean, we care, but it doesn't matter exactly the example, but it does. You see somebody drop $5, then you go to that $5. You can see it in a different ways based on your perspective. You can be like, pick that up and be like, feel bad, like, damn, I just stole this from them. I know that they didn't know about it, whatever. You know, you could tell yourself any lie that you want, that, yeah, you know, they, you know, you just think of something, whatever you could think of to say to try to ease your spirit, to try to lie to yourself, to, you know, justify it. But you're gonna feel bad if you're going against your spirit. That same $5 could fall, and you could look at it and be like, I'm gonna pick it up because I done told this person 10 times not to drop their money, so I'm gonna pick it up. And my intentions is, your intention is pure. Like, I'm doing this because I wholly in my heart feel like I'm helping this person, because like I keep telling them don't lose their money, so I just picked it up and I took it for a minute. And then when they be like, where my money at? Where my money at? I gave it. You give them their money. But that's where your intentions at. If your intentions believe, that's how the power of intentions. If you believe that you're doing bad, but no matter what you tell yourself as a lie, it's still gonna be bad, because your spirit and your mind and you can't lie. You can lie to your physical body. You can try to lie to your mind, but your spirit, you can't lie to that. That's why you can't lie to God. That's why you know it's that. Like, you could tell, you could pray on it and be like, whew, I'm in a bad spot right now, God, man. Just please, if you just let me get through this little moment right here, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. And then once you get through it, you're like, whew, thank you, I got through it. Well, you know, I was just playing, you know, I was going there, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be on you. Do what you want. It's still gonna be on you, though. You gotta live with those consequences. You can't lie to God. God gonna recognize it. You can't outsmart that. And this world is built on manipulation and embracing it as if that shit is A1. Like, you're doper if you manipulate. You doper if you sell your soul, in a sense, because we all want somebody to validate our bullshit for the most part, especially when we're first coming up. So all this has to do with spirituality, because the synchronicities of these things, they link up. You don't lie to yourself, and you start walking on that path. You can get on that path or just walking in the light. When you're in the valley of the shadow of death, it don't matter how much darkness is around. If you're pure and you're being transparent, you're a light being. Your anointing, that's the term, and your spirit, God working through you, they gonna feel it, and it's gonna upset their demons. They say it's their demons, but it's their defects of character. It's their the ego. That's what we recognize as demons. It's all different terminologies for the same thing. You can say thank you, gracias, dankeschön. It still refers to the same exact thing, which is, I'm trying to say the concept of thank you and show my appreciation. So that's what different religions are. They doing the same exact thing. They're speaking about the universe, God. Like, I speak a tree because I follow nature. It's ultimate. No matter what we do to trees, they grow. We can put concrete, we do everything to stop it to grow. But you need that dirt to grow. You need dirt put on you. All you need is a little light, and you need a little water. sunshine, and you're gonna grow. You just need these holy trinity of elements because we're in this duality. That's just the makeup of our dimension. I mean, in our universe that we're in. So religion is just all these different religions are speaking on the same thing. And when I look at a tree, no matter what you call a tree, you say that's the redwood tree. That's this tree. Like somebody say in El tree. Oh, that's in Chinese Ching Chong tree. You feel me, black bruh? That's a you feel me, a motherfucking trait. You feel me, nigga? You say it in baby talk. Goo goo gaga tree. No matter what you call it, that thing is still exactly what it is. That's just what I'm defining it as. The tree, if it could speak, it might say, bro, my name Larry. I don't know what you talking about. That's Jim over there, and that's Cynthia, bro. Like, what is you talking about? And that's kind of what life is. This game that we play with life and society is that we have to have the right answers. The oppressors, the people that start running this world was so built on control. It was like the language. I remember growing up, people was like, you gotta talk this way. You have to talk this way. Like, it's not ain't, it's isn't. What does ain't mean? It's isn't. Gotta spell it right. If you spell things wrong, people tell you and correct you and tell you spelling it wrong because everything was based on so much control. Everybody trying to control. And what we have in our essence is we created ebonics. Ebonics, you remember they used to always say ebonics, you speaking ebonics, it's slang. It's because we took these things and we speak in a rhythm. You know, I'm from the Bay Area, man. I'm from Earth. I started from the Bay Area, though. You know what I'm saying? And we got all the slang terminologies, and you feel me? And y'all talking about and woo woo, and we all basically some words. When I speak to somebody, I'm just making it up. It's just on my spirit. It ain't like this is the turn that everybody say. Sometimes you just making something up. You feel me? I'm here to the necklace. You feel me? I'm to the neck. I'm just out here just chilling. You feel me? I'm out here just doing my thiggity. Like, people will understand it. Oh yeah, bust a riggedy right here when I'm in the car. Hey, bust a riggedy. So people just get that rhythm because in context, it's kind of like when you be on YouTube or anyone on the internet and they had those scrambled up words that's like 5, it's letters and it's numbers and it's scrambled up, but you can still read it. It's because we divine, we can communicate, we learn how to communicate to the next level. You know what I mean? And that's where we at with this life and this rhythm. It's not just our body, it's not just our mind, it's our spirit. And that's something that we have to, as a whole, recognize. That's why this so big of a spiritual boom, because the internet broke that. The internet broke the chains of, at least that part, information. They didn't want black people to read or write. That's why when we in school, we'd be like, bro, you smart and you this, you feel me? Because if you being smart, you probably gonna get killed. So they really trying to help you. They're trying to roast you. They don't even know why this has been passed on generation to generation. It was all about how strong you are, what you got, and this thing. That's what we valued the most. And we black people not in the clear too, bro. Black people, they say we was kings and queens in Egypt, bro. We was burying ourselves in gold, sprinkle it, burying myself in the gold. There's people alive that could use this. We so selfish. We like, we gotta take this to the afterlife. I don't know what's going on. That's super insecure, bro. You gonna go to the afterlife and you want to start off fresh. Like, man, I'm trying to start off with the tippity, man. It's crazy. So just imagine how other races came and felt while they starving. They was knocking on the door like Pac. Can you please let us in? Please let it. You didn't let us in. Next week, pop. Can you please let us in? I'm out here. You feel me? The next week after that, you ain't let us in. I'm busting in the door, knocking down shit. Nigga got the AK, trying to get some food to eat today. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we do it to each other, bro. We are brothers and sisters, man. Everybody, we the same beings. Even the birds, the bees, all the stuff. But we need to break these generational curses. We still trapped on our generational curses. You know, you go just slap a fly because it's bothering you. You just got the power. That's just because you got the power. You just say, I'm gonna kill it because it's annoying me. Don't get me wrong. You can't be perfect. Things will happen. You know, and not saying that I know I'm doing everything that's right, because the first thing you got to do is diagnose it. You know, I know working out makes you get in shape. I know eating right makes you get in shape. But now the work comes in actually doing it. that's life. That's the part of life. You know, so the thing about power and great power is when to use it and when not to, having the discernment. Knowing like, I got great power, I could just squash everybody, I could do whatever I want right now, but I choose not to. I choose to lead with love. I choose to lead with light. You know what's so powerful about light? Light and darkness. This concept of God and the devil and demons and angels, it all stems from enlightenment and the ego. Awareness, consciousness, and the ego. The consciousness wants to expand and grow. The ego wants to, you know, I want to be in the dark. That's where I'm comfortable at. I want to stay where I'm at. That's the type of duality of a universe we're in. We got black holes, and we got the singularities. There's another word for them, but they just light. It's the same way that a black hole is just sucking all the light in. There's a thing where light is just flashing light, and that's that source. It's all the universe. So now, this is think of this concept of a spiritual way of looking at this concept of light and dark. Now, when you go in your home, in your living room, and you open and you have all the lights on in the living room, you know exactly where everything else is. You know, the couch right there, the this and that, and the skateboard, wherever that stuff is there. You know it. You can see it. That don't mean that you might not slip on the skateboard. That might mean that you won't bump into the couch. But you have a better chance of navigating your way through your living room because it's light in there. Now take that same living room, even if you're super aware of your living room, where it's at, you turn off all the lights, and all the lights go in there, it's completely dark. When you walk through that living room now, it's gonna be you're gonna be bumping into stuff, it's gonna be a lot of confusion, it's gonna be a lot of anger, it's gonna be a lot of pain, because you you just don't know. That's where the confusion comes from, the darkness. It's those feelings that live in darkness. But those darkness feelings, even overcoming that, you need fear to overcome it, to be brave. So if you are in fear, if you're scared of something, you need that fear to be brave, to feel like, oh, I overcame that. I got on that roller coaster. You know what I mean? So that's how it is with light and dark. The light, you just have a better chance of just living in your best life. Living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. In that light, you're gonna feel right. In that darkness, you're gonna be feeling like, oh man, I'm confused, I'm scared, I don't know what's coming next. But what's so beautiful about the light and the dark, even when you're in the dark, when you're walking in the valley of the shadow of death, if you walk with not your sight, but with faith, you are that light in the darkness. That's why when you come around people that's feeling down and you got a good spirit, they like, man, I'm gonna follow you. You lead me through the. Some people manipulate and they want to use you, and that's what it is. But hey, God gives his toughest assignments to his toughest soldiers. God gives her toughest assignments to her toughest soldiers. It's the duality. It's balance. It's the best mother. It's the best father, all in one. And we always recognize it as that. Spirituality. That's what that spirituality is about. It's just being spiritual. It's recognizing that you are part of the universe. You're not separate from the universe. The bees, the grass, we are it. That thing reflects on us and we reflect on it. You get a good idea for somebody and you build upon that idea. You know, you take the earth and you build something around it. You take materials and you weave it and you put it together and you make a shirt. You know, you look at it and you analyze like, wow. Use your creativity and bring something from the spirit realm, those thoughts from the spirit realm, you bring it into this dimension. You know? And we bring those things at times and times. Wisdom, I learned, wisdom is about that connection. Knowledge is, you know, being able to use this physical realm. It's like physical wisdom. You know, you have the information You know, you have information, you can utilize it. But wisdom is this intuition that you have, that we all have. That's like, we're born with it. We constantly have it. When you're born, you know what to do with yourself. We get taught these different ways to, you know, fit this societies that we're in. You know, we get taught certain ways to, like, oh, don't bother me, don't make me feel uncomfortable, don't make me have to step outside of my comfort zone. You be this way for me. You know, so that's we learn these things. Kids, you put 1,000 kids up in a daycare together as kids, they not looking at, he's black, he's white, he's this, he's that. They may ask you a question about it, like, why is he mommy? Why is he black? Or why is this? Why he has a thing? His thing is that. Why is her? She don't have a thing. You know, different. They'll ask you those questions, but then we teach them. We guide them. We guide them and tell them, oh, well, that's this because they're a boy and you're a girl and you're this and that. Yeah, well, these sexual organs make us separate and we something different. But a lot of ways, like, we had to identify everything. Everything was identified by our clothes. If you see somebody with a cop outfit on, you're gonna assume they're an officer, that's here to protect the law. You see somebody with some khakis on and a red shirt, you like, oh, they work at Target. You know what I mean? So that's how we identify stuff. We always need to identify and, like, oh, what is you? We need that perspective. We need to be aware of something like, hold on, what is this? To know if I need to use my fight or flight. But we are evolving. We like the X-Men. We like that series. Like we are expanding right now. We evolving. We getting our superpowers. We're not getting suppressed no more because we got all this information. I used to always say I hate reading. I don't like reading because that wasn't my medium. But I read all the time. Not even know. I'm reading text messages. I know how to spell. I know how to read stuff way more than I was in school because I'm so familiar with all these terms and all this information. So that's what we're doing. We evolving. We are fight and flight. We Dragon Ball Z. All these terms, all this art. Our art is a way of expressing. That's how we bringing out them thoughts into this realm. From the spiritual realm, we bringing it into the physical. And everybody has their gifts. Every single person has their gifts. There's not gonna be not one person that's not a mutant. People just fear that, damn, they mutants before me. Just look at it. See somebody succeed before you. What does that mean to you? It's a lesser chance that I can because there's 6 billion, billions of people in this world. If somebody won the lottery and you was right in front of them and they got the tickets, you're going to feel like, I'm never coming back to the liquor store. I'll never win because they won. No. That should, why does that give you that feeling? That should give you a greater chance of getting the lottery. You know, you winning because this person winning. If we was already in synchronicity with that person, you was already uplifting them, giving them a good day, you already had vibrations with them, that person would probably utilize that for something better. We are eventually going to live in a world to where everybody can embrace who they are. We're going to let people come from the spirit realm. The kids, they choose us. They come through us. That's how I feel. I don't have any kids, but I feel like I came through my parents because I have a lot of their characteristics and similarities. Like, I have that. But at the same time, I'm my own person. I don't get caught up. I broke generational curses. I've done different things to where I'm my own person. And it was hard for them to embrace that about me. It was real hard for them to embrace that about me. But at the end of the day, like, I'm an individual. And you can see as my style, like, I dress for the things that I used to judge. I have the holy trinity of my style. I embrace my individuality. I have something that takes me out of my comfort zone. Then I have a relatable piece. So this right here, you know, this is a relatable piece. People might say, that's a nice chain, or you feel me, whatever. The turtleneck, I used to love turtlenecks, but I love turtlenecks, but people are roasted. But I didn't embrace my own individuality. People be like, bro, you got a turtleneck, you out here boozy, bro, you out here, you catting. But I like it. That's me. And then maybe some of my hair or something like that. Be like, man, that's gay, man. You on some other shit, woo, you feel me? But nah, I'm embracing that, because I can give that a whole different spin. You know, like, I don't have to like the same sex for my hair or my how I'm rapping it, you feel me? I could be a full-on Temptation out here. You feel me? I could be a 5 Heartbeat. You feel me? I could be straight Motown. You feel me? Hey, Motown, man. Love Motown. So that's what I had that bravery, and I had that to represent for that, especially the things that I judge before coming up. You African Zimbabwe, black soap headed, and I got this, I got the sage. That's what I've been holding this whole time. I've probably been like, you black soap. You feel me? Like, man, woo. Just self-hatred. Self-hatred. When you see things out in the world, when I see things out in the world, I realize now that there's something about me. There's something about me that this thing is triggering within me, that my own insecurities. And I need to recognize that. Why am I judging it so much? Why do I feel that? Because I got a lot of self-hatred. But as I go on my spiritual journey, I realize that I had to clear my childhood traumas. I gotta clear my defensive character. I gotta clear my bad habits, because I don't want to keep elevating and getting better in life, but I'm bringing this baggage. I'm bringing this trash with me. You gonna move from your apartment, from your mom's house, from your house to wherever, to this mansion somewhere, to a bigger and better situation, and you gonna take the trash that was in your trash can to your next house? No, you're gonna dump that out there. I don't need this. You're gonna wrap that up, put that up in the trash out there, and you're gonna keep it pushing. So why should I do that? Why shouldn't I do that with my spirit and my characteristics and my defects of character? And while I do that, I get things out the way. And eventually, I had to redefine myself again. My character is not about me roasting and talking stuff about people. My character is not about that baggage no more. So now I got to redefine myself. I go through a mourning stage of, man, that old me is gone. And it's intense. But if I'm aware of it that whole way, then I'm walking in the light. And that's what spirituality do. I go to Christian church right now. I used to, just in my story, I went to the Christian church. I used to go to the Jehovah's Witness churches. Growing up, I went to the Catholic churches too. You know, I get some references from my Muslim brothers. You feel me? That tell me, like, you know, think 10 times before you speak. You know, it's all these concepts. I take the meat and leave the bones. I get that from. I don't read books. I read people. When people tell me things like that, one of my good close people told me that. Take the meat, leave the bones. Okay, I resonate with that. And if the more clear that I get, I embrace, and the more I do better for myself, I embrace things that are better for me, that's great for me, that's good. It's not about worse or better, but things that are just good for me. I embrace it more because I realize, like, man, just think of that. Go clean your kitchen. And then let somebody come up there and mess up the kitchen. You ain't gonna want to see them like, bro, don't put, like, you feel me? Hey, baby, you feel me? Don't put nothing up on the counter. You know, clean that up, because you cleaned it up. You put your efforts towards something. You're not gonna be so quick to let it get messed up. You feel me? When you start doing self-healing, you're gonna protect yourself. You're gonna set boundaries. Like, no, come at me corrected. Don't come at me at all. That energy is gonna come off. And it's gonna be with love. Like, hey, I'm setting a boundary. I can love you from a distance. You know what I mean? I'm gonna detach from you with love. Like, I gotta do me right now. I'm not leaving you. I'm not abandoning you. I'm going towards me. That's my intent. And I realize that God is gonna help you. You know, as empaths and the indigo children, and everybody that's out here right now, you know, the mental health issues, man, you want to break out of society's curse. You want to break out of it. We have this defiant nature to break out of it. But that same defiant nature is what's making us self-destruct. We so defiant. We even defiant to God when He's giving us lessons. We don't want to hear what nobody got to say. We trying to be so free. We don't want to be trapped so bad that we define everything. We just like defy everything, even ourselves, our own spirit. But it's time to stop that. You know, I don't want to seem insensitive and say, hey, you're being stubborn. But just ask yourself in that moment, like, am I being stubborn? Do I really feel like there's no hope? You can remember a time that you hope, even if you try to commit suicide, if you try to, you know, different things. You got through that. Listening to this video, you got through that moment. So you got delivered at least one time. It may take a lot more times to actually understand that, or maybe not. You can start right now. How things seem like everything's going so good, and then bam, it just go bad out of nowhere. If it could do that in life, I witnessed it, I lived it. It could be going bad, and then good out of nowhere. Just a couple weeks ago, just last week, a couple days ago, I didn't really love myself. I had moments of things that I love, like the defects of character or different, like, I had things that was like, you know, I liked about myself and liked things, but I had so much baggage and self-hatred, man. I didn't love myself. You know, I was smart enough to continue to keep going, and I had a certain bravery within myself, but I couldn't enjoy things. I could be doing the best top of the world things. You know, I could be in a stage in front of thousands of people and get out there and just, man, I could have did this, should have, could have did this, be hard on myself and didn't even enjoy that. Then look back like, you know, I kind of did, yeah, I guess, but still nitpick it. No, I'm here, I got life, I'm breathing this air, man. This air is beautiful. It's something, it's just like God. You recognize it, you could breathe it, but you just can't see it. But you could feel it, you realize that you're living off of it. So you could be delivered out of nowhere. And now I got so much spirit in me, I got so much love in me, I just want to share it. That's why I'm doing these videos, and I'm going to be real consistent with it. I'm not having no excuses no more, man. Nah, I just need to do this, I need to get to this point, and then I'll be ready, and then, nah, just do it. And I learn from experience. Right now, these videos are like this right now, but eventually, come on now. I already know myself. I know what I'm about. I'm finding the holy trinity of myself, of who I am now. After all those things are moved out the way, I'm redefining myself in God image. God know who I am more than I know who I am. And that's the wisdom. Throughout all the bad things and all the phases in my life, there are going to be some things that reign true at all phases. And that's who I am, aside from the universe. People look to me and they seek that from me. If they could just meet me today, and they're going to see, like, I couldn't embrace it at first. I couldn't. I had self-hatred. I didn't know. I couldn't accept no compliment. Somebody tell you, hey, man, I like those shoes, man. Oh, these old, man, these like 2 years old, man. Well, nobody want to hear that when they compliment you. They like, man, did you stun on me? Like them old shoes? You gonna say that I like them, they better than my shoes, but okay. It didn't come off right. You know? Or you over brag. Hi, you feel me? You know I'm out here, whoop, whoop. Yeah, okay, I see you, man. That's what's up, you feel me? But now they feel like, dang, they enjoy the confidence, but it's balance, man, that balance. You don't find that space for you or work with you. You know yourself. That's just me, my spirit. That's how people attach to me. People don't want me to roast them and be on some bad. They want me to uplift them. They want me to say something positive. They want me to have a good time. They want me to let them know, that is good out here. They want that energy from me. So I had to recognize who I am. The next thing was that people always realize that I'm going to be an innovator. I'm always going to be up to something. Like, bro, you up to something, bro. What you up to next, man? What you doing next? And that's a beautiful thing, and I can embrace that. I love that about myself, and I can clearly say that. You know, because at a point, I can make music, it'd be dope. You know, I make something like, I paint and do some art, and I used to get mad. I got jealous of my own art. I literally got jealous of my own art. And you want to know why? Because when I made the art, people would fuck with my art heavy. They fucking with it. But they not fucking with me. They not fucking with me. I'm like, I'm the one that made the art. You treat me like I ain't shit, but you about to praise this art. I start getting jealous of my own art. And I couldn't accept that because I didn't love myself. I had love for myself. I needed their love for me to feel good. And what helped me with that is codependency. You look that up. I'm going to actually post my own video. Once I go deeper in my journey, I'm going to post a video about codependency. And they got coda meetings. You go to coda.org, you can find something about it, a meeting around it. And then I work that program with Al-Anon. And I go to church. And it's beautiful right now. The thing is, you got to find a place that works for you. It's all about the people. The people that's in there, they're going to give you an energy, and you're going to be like, okay, this is where I need to be at. And it's going to be people from different walks of life, and they're going to give fresh perspective. It's kind of like going to church, getting a word. They saying they testimony, and then you like, damn, God works to speak through them, and God going to speak to you, to them, and we all community. There's no leaders. We all one. We all sitting at the round table. And yeah, I'm gonna post a video about these things when I get more in depth with it. When I feel more confident within what the information I'm putting out there, because take the meat and leave the bones, even in what I'm talking about. Because You can't hold nothing wholeheartedly but the source. But the source, but the universe, but the spirituality. That's something that you can 100% trust in. You could go to different places, and when the universe is giving you that real life feeling, you trust it every time, instantly. Somebody told you it was $1 million down the street. You just come down here and get it. I'll get you. Just I'm out of here. So why can't you do that with the person that created the whole universe, that gave you life? That said, hey, just come over here, help me out real quick, or I got something for you. I don't know, I'm sorry, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Nah, come confident. And because God gonna build your, man, whew, I'll tell you. I'm sitting here speaking, I know I'm gonna watch this back and I'm gonna be like, I'm seeing myself, the growth from where I've been to where I'm at now. I always had this intentions, I always had this love in my heart, but it was so cloudy and blurry, like people was looking through it with a straw, like, is he really, is it testing me? Everybody testing me. That test probably gonna stop, but everybody testing. If you really this, let me test how pure you are. And then they'll just try to rile me up and then be like, and right when I'm like, man, what the fuck, man, I love you. They're like, see, there it go. I knew you wasn't that pure. You got a lot of anger in you. So you talking about love, but you got a lot of anger in you. You don't trust, you don't believe. And they'll try to test it. So God couldn't speak through me. I could say, man, I love you, man. Baby, come on, I love you. Boo, come on, fuck with me. Family, whoever. And they'd be like, why you screaming at me? You focus on the screaming, I'm trying to tell you I love you. You focused on me screaming. Is you not hearing the message? No, they not. They hearing the screaming because now it triggers them to retreat and now be on the defense. Spirituality is heavy, man. Don't let nobody control your spirituality. Don't let nobody control what you... Just think for yourself. When you do it for yourself, you can still do it out of love, and that means everything. You don't gotta like pay your rent because you love it, because you feel like it. It's kind of like that. Eventually it'll get there. Right now, I know you're thinking like, I could have spent this on this, and this, and this, and this, and this. But it's not on you. It's not your money. It's God money. It's not your time. It's God time. When you make it about yourself, when you your own higher power, what else you gonna do? You gonna feel power. You gonna try to take power from other people, so you can be the most powerful. And that's what your ego leading. Like my godpa say, man, I ain't telling you something I heard. I'm telling you something I know. I live this, and this is what I'm doing. I'm not giving no advice. I'm doing my testimony. I'm speaking my life. So I'm gonna leave you with this. They may do it to you, but don't do it to yourself, man. On love. Till next time. Love, light, positivity. Free your mind. Miggity.